Introducing the newest member of our team. Did I just buy a tank? Okay, it isn't a tank, but it is a tracked vehicle. And apart from being a whole lot of fun to drive, it's the winter workhorse we've been searching for. But first things first, before picking the Snowcat up, I had to finish removing the rafters from the cabin, so that I could prep them on the sawmill for their final install. With the rafters cut and ready to go, I set out on my trusty tractor to bring the Snowcat home. trailer was barely wide enough to accommodate the machine. In fact, my track scrubbed on both sides while rolling in. Now to show the test run.
Well, you're probably already wondering what this contraption is and why I decided to buy it. And I'm going to get into that in a second, but first of all, I'd like to thank Jackery for sponsoring today's episode, which is something that I'm really excited about because I've used Jackery products in the past up until present day, and I've really come to rely on them. So it was a natural fit when they sent me their 1000 watt hour power station, mostly because I've been using their 500 watt hour power station for the last year or so. And I've used it to help keep my camera batteries warm in the winter time, and I've done that by plugging in an electric blanket into the power station and wrapping that blanket around my batteries so that they don't get cold, which means that I can film longer while I'm out here. As well, it charges my camera batteries, of course. I've also used it to run a small submersible pump to transfer rainwater from one rain barrel into my big water tote. As well, I've used the power station to run some of my power tools. As far as this 1000 watt hour power station is concerned, I've already used it to charge my camera batteries, also to run a small air compressor to pump up the trailer tires, which is something that I did today. I've also used it to run some of my power tools, so this power station has already come in really useful.
The power station, known as the Explorer 1000, has replaced my gasoline generator in most cases, thanks to its high 1000 watt hour capacity and 2000 watt surge power. Not to mention that it's lighter, quieter, more efficient, and greener than its gasoline counterparts. Since Jackery also makes high-efficiency solar panels for their power stations, the Explorer 1000 can be recharged off-grid and ready to go in 8 hours when paired with 2 of their 100-watt SolarSaga panels. As you can see, the Explorer 1000 has multiple output ports. This means that you can use the Explorer 1000 to simultaneously power your computer, charge your phone, or run your coffee maker. It's an ideal product for camping, off-grid living, or simply to have as a backup power source at home or in the car. If you're interested in checking out the Jackery Explorer 1000 for yourself, be sure to click on the link in the description below. So this is the Snowcat. As its name suggests, it was built specifically to work in the deep snow. It was manufactured by Bombardier in the mid-70s, and it's known as the Bombi. Its tracks enable it to climb an impressive 60% vertical slope. And since its weight is evenly spread across the wide tracks, it has an extremely light footprint. For example, the average human exerts 16 psi of ground pressure, while the Bombi exerts a mere 0.7 psi of ground pressure. The machine's feather-light footprint, paired with its impressive pulling power and excellent traction, mean that it was built to work in the deep snow or boggy ground. Basically, it thrives where other work machines would become hopelessly stuck. And after spending far too many days this past winter digging and winching my snowmobile out of the various holes it managed to dig itself into, I decided it was time for an upgrade, which is why I purchased the old Snowcat. By the next time you see the Bombi, it should have a new coat of paint and be skimming through the snow, but I just thought I'd give you a little sneak peek for now. Anyway, the freshly milled rafters were calling my name back at the cabin site, so we returned to fit them onto the roof. Well, I made a mistake. Now, I knew I made the mistake last year, but I couldn't fix it until now. And what I did is I put a 10-inch Ardox nail down through this square timber when I put it on, and that nail goes straight through into the eave log below. Now, that wasn't a problem until now, because I have to put a rafter down through here. And so I rested on top of the ridge pole. It comes across the purlin, and it rests on this eave log here. Actually, it rests on top of this square timber, but I have to cut it at a 45-degree angle so that it rests properly on it and also on the eave log. So this is where the problem is. Because I have to cut a 45-degree angle through here, that means it's going to go straight through the 10-inch Ardox nail that I have sunk in the timber. Now, I know that this Ardox nail cannot be pulled out. First of all, it's 10 inches long and it's also spiraled. So I have to come up with a way to cut through here and this nail without damaging my chain. Obviously, chainsaws were not designed to cut through nails, so I'm going to have to find a way to cut through the wood, stop short of the nail, and then cut through it with a sawzall or a grinder or something, and then finish it up with the chainsaw again. So I have to be very careful when working around this nail. I don't want to damage the chain. This is going to take some time. We'll see how it works out. With this last obstacle out of the way, it was onto the rafters. Before laying a run of rafters down, we double checked our measurements to make sure their spacing was correct.
262 and with the sag in it and a half, so about 262 and a quarter without sag probably.
262 and a quarter.
Yep.
Okay.
I'll just write that down so we don't forget.
Yes, the 6th. Okay. Okay. Yeah, that's pretty centered. Okay. That's pretty good. I guess that means it's time to get down and go home.
Probably. That's over there, I think.
That's nice.
Should be.
Well, I guess we could just leave it all there like that.
Yep.
Okay.
Looks like it could be starting to get slippery.
It won't be long now until we'll be sheathing the roof with barn board and topping it off with tin. Exciting days are ahead at the cabin site, but that's it for now. Until next time, my friends, stay safe, be well, and God bless.